At this point, I think most of us have heard about Amazon's return to office announcement, which requires all employees to report to a physical Amazon location or office 5 days a week starting in January 2025. Let me tell you why I think this is a short-sighted decision. For context, my name is Jaya, and I coach underrepresented women to help advance their leadership and career strategically in organizations. I also happen to be a DEI consultant, and I used to work at Amazon and used to lead company-wide DEI initiatives. The reason why I think that this is such a short-sighted decision on the part of Amazon is because essentially what you are doing is that you are cutting off your pipelines to diverse talent. A lot of diverse talent does not necessarily reside in the areas of Headquarters 1, which is located in Seattle, and Headquarters 2, which is located in Arlington, Virginia, right in the DC area. What remote work enabled was that it allowed Amazon to tap into a diverse range of employees, not only from underserved communities or historically marginalized communities, but also people that had a diverse range of skill sets and lived experiences that could help the company contribute to the culture and to the products in a more innovative way. By pulling back on the remote work policies that they had promised to keep in place, which actually they had said was going to be a permanent policy when I was still working there, which was during COVID, they are now essentially cutting off a lot of those diverse pipelines that existed. In addition to that, one thing that this signals as part of an organization is that it signals a divestment from diversity, equity, and inclusion. The reason why I say that is because there are so many people who do not thrive within a workplace or office environment or setting. So for example, people who are neurodivergent, people who may have to be caregivers, whether it's to somebody that's ill in their family or to somebody that, or they may have young children at home. If it's somebody that is from a historically underserved community, there is a wealth of research out there to show that oftentimes, more than not, that we have to constantly deal with microaggressions, code switching, and sometimes outright discrimination within the workplace. By enabling remote workplace policies, you actually are able to retain your employees over time. A lot of people are thinking that Amazon is doing this intentionally because they essentially want to lay off people but don't want to pay a severance, so this is a way to force people to quit, which I personally think is a really shitty move. And also I think it's a really short-sighted one because the talent market right now, we know, is, especially in tech, kind of in a down cycle where there's a lot more people looking for work than there are necessarily roles available. And so I think Amazon is taking advantage of those circumstances. However, we know that the talent market is also cyclical. So that means that what goes up must come down. And eventually it flips into a market where they're going to need more employees and they're going to need to increase their headcount. People have a long memory and people remember when you pull back on commitments like this. So I'll be really interested to see how this plays out. You know, for some people, working in an office works. I have a friend at Amazon who he doesn't mind going in 5 days a week. And he's the only friend I have that's like that. A majority of us have adjusted to remote work, is shown to be productive, it's shown to have lower costs and a lower carbon footprint. It allows people to be innovative and collaborate with people from all over the world. This doesn't feel like a justified decision, but I'd be interested in knowing your thoughts.